What's a decision you made earlier in life, 15 plus years ago, that you still think about? What do you think would have been different if you'd taken the alternative path? I got into trouble with the law as a kid. The police offered me an immunity deal and I pretty much told them to shove it up their asses. I was fiercely loyal and despised rats. What I didn't know though, is the fact that literally every other person connected to my case made official statements and took deals. Spending 4 years in prison and then having to contend with being an ex-con for my entire life has been like having a huge weight chained to my ankle all of my life. If I could go back in time, I'd sing like a canary and start my life over again in a new state. Sorry, this is going to be a touch long. 10 years ago. But I was adopted at birth. Semi-closed adoption. Records to be released at 18. Agency policy changed by the time I was 18. So my bio mom got impatient and contacted me herself. I moved in with her that year. It entirely changed the course of my life. I was a severely mentally ill teen who desperately wanted to know why I was the way I was. Since there were no medical records exchanged in the adoption, I thought going there would help me find out. I also got badly abused by her, pushed into a psychotic break, alcoholism, survival sex work, and a whole lot of stuff I don't like to talk about. I got my answers, but my life has been changed irrevocably for better and for worse. Some things I will never recover from. Some things will take years to recover from. I learned early on why I'd been given away. But by that time I was trapped. She'd fucked with my head and convinced me my parents didn't want me back and wouldn't help me. I'm not necessarily sure my life would have been better without that. I was on a bad path either way. But going to live with her changed my life for better and for worse. And I can't take back what she did. My brain has never righted itself. Without meds, I have hallucinations and psychotic episodes. I've woken up behind the wheel of my car going 80 at a tree before the meds. That wasn't a thing before what she did to me. I live a mostly normal life now. But I'm on disability because being around people and under the stress of work sends me into delusional episodes. Meds or no meds. I think about it all the time. Would I be totally and permanently disabled if not for her? At the same time, would I have gotten the answers about my family history I needed to find treatment? Would I have met my sisters and had such a strong support system? Would I have come to a more accepting place about who I am and my health issues? IDK. Life is a roll of the dice. I've learned. I just got some snake eyes and carried those with me for a bit. I think about these things a lot. Especially the psychotic break. Sometimes. There really is one point in life where everything changed and you can't go back anymore. NGL, that's really unsettling for me some days lol. It just takes one bad day on top of thousands you survived. For the weight to finally snap you in half. Just one day can change the course of your entire life. And you don't even know it until after it's happened. I'm doing a hell of a lot better now and I'm actually okay. But yeah, you ruminate on what could have been as much as you accept and love what you have now. Deciding to drop out of high school for alternative study. I met the love of my life after doing that and I'm happier and more successful than ever. I often wonder if I stayed in high school if I'd be happier or less successful. There were a lot of decisions that could have taken me along a different path. 1. Actually gone to the school I was originally accepted to. 2. Not followed a boy across the country. 3. Not pursued a second degree. 4. Not gotten a divorce. I regret how some things went down. But never do I wish for a different decision. I love my life how it currently is. And wouldn't do anything differently if it meant I wouldn't be where I am now. Aside from not spending so much money on stupid shit, I got accepted into all 4 of the universities I applied to back in 2002. I remember at that time being intensely aware of how much of a crossroads I was at in my life. And while I don't regret the choice I made, I always wondered how my life would have played out differently for each of the other 3 options. Thanks to religious pressure, I saved myself for marriage. I realized much later that literally none of my friends who said they were doing this actually did it. Thankfully, the woman I married is wonderful. But those decades of sexual repression have come home to roost. And I'm too undesirable now to do anything about it. There are days when passing a mirror can absolutely wreck my day. I legit wish I had my interest in programming at 13 to 4 instead of creative writing. Don't get me wrong. I love my writing, and want to publish someday. But when I was young I was obsessed. Had I put that same energy into learning programming, there's no doubt in my mind, I'd be a senior engineer at a tech firm. Now I'm starting late. If I decided to go with the man who said there was work in Texas instead of accepting his bus ticket and going to another state, lot of new life experiences, or could have been murdered.